Pythagoras Theorem. Pythagoras Theorem is a very important theorem in mathematics. It can be used only with a right angle triangle. If two sides are given in a right angle triangle, the third side can be found using Pythagoras Theorem. So we have to understand what a right angle triangle is before going to Pythagoras Theorem. We know that a triangle has three sides as well as three angles. If one of the angle in the three side is a right angle, then we can call it as a right angle triangle. Now let's check the example here. This angle is of 90 degree, which means that it is a right angle. Which means that one of the angle in this triangle is a right angle, which means this is a right angle triangle. So this Pythagoras theorem can only be used with a right angle triangle. Now we have to understand which side is a bigger side in a right angle triangle. The side that is opposite to this right angle, which means this 90 degree angle, is called the bigger side. We call it hypotenuse. So I can mark as this side. This is a bigger side of this triangle, so we can call this hypotenuse. So hypotenuse is a bigger side of in a right angle triangle, so I can mention this as C and the other two side as this as A and the other side as B. So we have three sides. C is a bigger side and the other two smaller sides are A and B. Now let's come to Pythagoras theorem. Pythagoras theorem states that in any right angle triangle, the square on the hypotenuse, that is C square, is equal to square on the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the square on the other two sides, which means C square is equal to A square plus B square. So this is what Pythagoras theorem states. It states that in a right angle triangle, this can be used only with a right angle triangle. The square on the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the square on the other two sides. So this theorem can be used only with a right angle triangle. If two sides are given in a right angle triangle, the third side can be found using this theorem. Now let's check an example here. We can draw another triangle. So this is a right angle triangle here. So I'm going to mark this 90 degree. So I'm going to mention one side as A. So this side I am going to mention as A, which is equal to 8, and this side I am going to mention as B, which is equal to 6. Now this side I am going to mention as C. Now our first objective is to find which side is the hypotenuse. So we can check that here, the side that is opposite to the right angle. So that is, this side is my hypotenuse. So we have to find hypotenuse here. So what we have to do here is C square is equal to A square plus B square. So I know how much is A and B. A is 8 and B is 6. So that is 8 square plus 6 square, that is equal to 64 plus 36, which is equal to 100. So c square equals 100. So I can write c equals square root of 100, which is equal to 10. So I find this side, this is equal to 10. So this is where we using Pythagoras theorem to find one missing side if two other sides are given. Now let's check another example. Going to draw another right angle triangle here. And this angle is a right angle triangle, and two sides are given here. Now this side C is equal to 5 and this side B is equal to 4. Now I have to find the missing side, which is A. So my first objective is to find which side is a hypotenuse here. So the side that is opposite to the angle, right angle. So this is my hypotenuse. So this C is my hypotenuse here. See here. So we know how to find. So I can write this as hypotenuse square is equal to the square of other two sides. So that is c square is equal to a square plus b square. Now I can rearrange this equation to find a square. So I can write this as a square equals c square minus b square. Now I know c and b. C is 5, so that is equal to 5 square minus 4 square, which is equal to 5 square is 25 minus 16, which is equal to 9. So a square equals 9. So I can write a as square root of 9, which is equal to 3. So the side A is equal to 3. Now similarly I can find B2. If B is a missing side, B can be written as B square equals C square minus A square. Now there is an easy way to keep this in your mind. That is, if we have to find hypotenuse is a bigger side, we know. So if we want to find hypotenuse, what we have to do is add the squares of other two sides. And if we want to find any of the other sides, we have to subtract hypotenuse and the other side. So that is the easiest way to remember this. If we want to find hypotenuse, we have to add the squares, and if we want to find any of the other smaller sides, we have to subtract.